area. We see Reyna being brought up. Reyna actually has an overshield, so that's going to be a really big factor there. And Toby can really do a lot of wave clear and meltdown.
Nice. So it seems like that High Society has a pretty balanced team at the moment. It looks like Draconic Esports going with Kid Ultra at this element. So Kid Ultra being a good kind of mobile healer and being able to utilize his ultimate to be able to get in and even get out and get everyone on the point. So let's see how the teams are lining up. So in terms of the captains, it looks like Miss Sherigan is excuse me, is going to be taking Alana, and Yukideo is going to be taking Shane and Arx. So definitely going to be keeping an eye on those two to see how their team captains are leading them into this map on Paradise.
Yeah, and another thing about this, actually, the team captains is actually going to be Miss Sherigan and Leviathan, but you also notice that Yugito is the team captain here is because whoever presses X first is team captain.
Right on.
So Yugito might have been designated from his team to be captain, or he might have just had the quick of the draw. So we're going to prepare for battle. Also, guys, there is no legendaries in this tournament, so the gear set you see will not be legendaries. Now, this does not reflect what you'll see at the Choctaw Festival of Gaming March 3rd through 5th, because during the Choctaw Festival of Gaming March 3rd through 5th, the team at Gearbox has done an amazing job at giving us a dedicated gear set, which will be on every single account there. But hopping right into it, who do you want to hop on board here with first, Draconic or High Society?
Let's go with High Society. I know that they're I would say almost they're kind of the underdogs here in terms of this match, in terms of we don't know so much about them, and Draconic Esports is definitely going to be featured, and they've got some backing from their team. So we're going to jump right into High Society. And on Meltdown, in this particular mode, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be escorting your minions to the other side of the map into enemy team's grinders in order to get points. After the score limit is reached, the finale will happen. And just like the big game's overtime rule, whoever scores first will actually be the winner.
Yep, and I have to actually hop on board here first with the Marquis from Strudel Kebab. Weird name there, but we'll see as he goes straight down middle of the map, trying to hit this one here. And as you see, you do see the two portals, and you actually see the, I believe that is the main, kind of like the overshield guy that he's used, but he does automatically hit Leviathan out, almost negates his shields there. But as I told you here, this is where it comes down to play, is the fact that he could have set back and sniped. And honestly, if you aren't really looking for him, would you think that he'd be up on top where he is right now?
No, he's going to be very difficult to get punished. And looking at the other lane, it seems like both teams decided to go with a 2 and a 3 split. So essentially, looks like Draconic Esports is definitely taking a lot of extra damage from Marquis being able to just shell and do whatever they want to. And it looks like Yukito Two-Tail actually gets first blood, and Draconic Esports is going up the score count.
Yep, as we do hop on board here with Reyna, she does put some shots out. She does actually have the overshield ability, but going down to Miss Sherigan, on the other hand, is actually low on health, but doing her healing jobs. She does actually spot one, trying to get the Shane and Arx down. That's going to be on Gito. But the one big thing here is it seems like they are really fighting over the middle control of the lanes. And you do see, I believe that's going to be Whiskey Foxtrot kind of rotating back, as you do have the 3. You have Kid Ultra, Whiskey Foxtrot, and Wendy on the right-hand side of the map, as we see right now, hopping on board with one of those guys, trying to figure out how that's really working. But curious right now, as I am actually going to make a change to the spectator point of view, because that way we can prefer current. That way I don't have to keep switching back to first person.
And just as it goes down, the seated Olive 415 actually goes down from Whiskey Foxtrot from Draconic Esports. So it looks like Draconic Esports has taken the early lead here, getting 56 points to 10. They're actually also taking the early experience count as well. Everyone on Draconic Esports is level 2, so they're able to gain a little bit extra power in terms of Helix points. It looks like High Society still has not too far behind, but it could be anyone's game up to this point.
Yep, Kid Ultra being opted healer for the Draconic Esports side here, as does butt down those Jones, so he will have some health as he was at like 400 before. But the one big thing is here is with the ability to do the 3 rockets at once, it optimizes for a clear rate, a lot of wave clear. So
we're seeing a stun here. Kid Ultra actually gets taken down.
Wow. That was by the boulder too. Oh no, sorry, Kelvin. I mean Kelvin, not boulder. That's my fault there. But we do see Rindy opting back to Guilt for this big shard here. That will give her about 400. Trying to get the trying to get the gear up at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see as we hop on board here Shane Arx. Shane Arx currently just on the elite minions, if you want to say.
Yeah, it looks like that Draconic Esports are grouping up in order to escort BattleBot across. So in Battleborn, what's interesting versus other games is that you can use the shards that are just above the shield for any character and be able to either purchase gear and activate it, be able to purchase turrets on the map, but also be able to purchase big BattleBots and be able to escort them and get more points to your end. So the fact that both teams are escorting their BattleBots similarly, it's kind of interesting to see that they're both doing very similar things here.
Yep, as we go into a bird's eye view of this left-sided lane, we actually see the BattleBots trying to get by, but it seems like both teams have actually spawned their own. So this will be very big for both teams as they're trying to get it across. Right now, currently Draconic leads at 56-28. Finally, the one BattleBot gets taken down as that was right near the portal that he needed to go into. Caldera's just pushing that Marquis up. Marquis loses all his shield, Alliance shield low health, but that actually made the Caldera's back up. So interesting to see. Maybe Caldera's just backed up because his team, he was outnumbered there. Not too sure.
Yep, so it looks like Kelvin was in a lot of trouble there for a minute, but it looks like he's got his health back up. Both teams are doing pretty good. If we can go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Shane's point of view, it looks like that he's able to get cleaned up here, but he's a little bit on the weak side. But it looks like he's just farming shards to be able to power up here. It looks like he's cloaking in and actually coming in on the I guess the left lane in terms of clearing out that particular wave. And again, there's not a lot of score here. 50-point differential, 5 minutes of the game. It can still go violently either way.
Yep. And the big thing here is, I believe that was actually the second kill. So it's each team is tied 2-2. Whiskey Foxtrot has a kill, Shane Arx has a kill, and then on the other side you have Kelvin and Alani having a kill. So having the support actually kill Shane Arx there on Whiskey Foxtrot. He opted to go for the scope. So that would be an interesting Helix choice there. So fits tactical after the ACOG scope instead of red dot sight. I personally, since I came from Call of Duty, I would choose red dot sight before, but the ACOG scope really actually seems to be working well for him.
It looks like a double kill in favor of High Society actually going on. Assassin Scott is really low as well. I'm not sure. It looks like he's able to regen some shields, so it looks like he's going to be able to get out of that. Let's see here. It looks like there's a big skirmish here on this particular lane.
Yep. As we go here on board with the Marquis. Marquis is trying to get down this one big bot here. And finally it gets destroyed. Bot causing an overshield up. Does opt to go for his ability there. He opted to use a temporal distortion, what it seems to be. Big battle bot in the middle. Getting brought down.
Marquis actually looks like he's getting engaged a little bit. So Marquis doesn't have a lot of disengage options. So it looks like he's getting into the thick of things, actually trying to do whatever he can to that particular battle bot in order to make sure that points don't considerably go towards the other team's favor. But looks like we're going over to Whiskey Foxtrot right now. They're clearing that out. And let's see here where we're going into the particular setup for this particular map, and it looks like again both teams are kind of phasing on their own particular lane, so just kind of working, making sure that they're clearing their own lanes. They're just working working their objectives, and there's not a lot of mistakes that either team is really capitalizing on at the moment. But it looks like Draconic Esports is taking a big lead, and with that in mind, Demon Grand actually goes down to Kid Ultra.
Yep. Well, we are actually about to see the portal get moved real quick. And about 3 different ones, but the big push there was Caldera's and Whiskey Foxtrot was able to push him back past the portal, which allowed for all their lane of minions to go through that. And even on the other side of Indy and Kid Ultra did the same exact thing. We do see the big battle bot coming in for both teams here. Only one on the left side of the lane here for High Society, but Draconic spawning both all at once, which is a really good play there because now it forces High Society to have to deal with them both, right? Whereas Draconic only has to deal with one, which we already see it goes down. And right now with Kid Ultra having the ability to heal with the lane behind him that has overshield, this may actually be the final 3 points that Draconic needs, as you do have a big fight coming down over here. And we see Marquis go all the way down low health, drag Demon Grand about to be destroyed, actually about to go down. Sorry, that's actually Reina. And she actually does get taken out by Shane and Arx.
And the big thing about Battleborn 2, especially for people that are new, is that you want to make sure that you're resilient as much as possible. It looks like that Goshen is trying to run away. It looks like he is not going to be successful. Shane on the other team is able to take him down. Resiliency is a big thing in Battleborn. So you're not going to be able to handle 1v1s or even 2v2s very well. So you have to work as a team. So if you're weak and you're about to die, you better get out of there. Otherwise, you're gonna make sure the other team's a little bit more successful.
Yep, and also we did see the portal get changed now, so now it's going to be a little bit harder for Draconic to push up, as they do have to push back basically to their base. And this may be where the game can kind of get a little bit more tied up, as it does give High Society a chance to kind of make a breather. We do see the shard come up on the left side. Kid Ultra is going to opt to go for that, so the shard should respawn around 19 minutes and 30 seconds left. I'm going to hop on board here with one of these players, though, and that's going to be Marquis at the moment, as Marquis is taking low health, but he has to really avoid, because he can't really get into a close fight, a close gun range fight. His main damage is being dealt from afar, and right now we see, Shane and RX pushing the minion wave up, and now it forces Marquis to have to deal with those, because you had 10 extra minions getting the point, and just like that again, another 10, so 20 minions succeeded.
Shane was a fantastic choice for Draconic Esports. He's just going up and he's asserting his dominance and saying, hey, you guys are a little bit squishy. It looks like Demon Grand's going down again. And I'm going to assert my dominance, and I'm going to go do what I need to do and be able to, having map control at this early on is really, really important, because Draconic Esports is now starting to run away with it.
Yeah, and if we look at the overhead map right now, you see how far pushed up Draconic is on the right-hand side of the map. It forces Toby and it forces Marquis to kind of have to deal with him really far. And in regards 2 versus 3 in a game that, if you look on the the level wise, 6 from Shane, 5 from Arendi. You have 5 from Kid Ultra as well. Whereas to on the left hand side, none of them have the ultimate. Everybody on Draconic has the ultimate ability, and that's a big play there.
So definitely, it looks like Goshen's going down again. Looks like to Renby this time. Is there anything that High Society can be able to do to be able to get back in this game?
Honestly, when it comes this late at the moment, I don't believe there's really anything they can really do besides kind of focus up. With Meltdown being such a versatile lane where you have to split push in order to really do well, they just have to kind of focus their fights and not try and get caught out. Because the one thing that, compared to the picks that Draconic's picks really complement Meltdown. Like I said, Marquis is not necessarily a bad pick, but it's more so for incursion, whereas he's not really good up close gun range. Alani, considering the fact that, you see that Kelvin's getting taken down immediately, and he's opts to use his stun to just get out of the fight. And he still has Arendi chasing his tail, and just like that, Arendi actually takes him down with Nullify.
Definitely. I think High Society might have decided to exchange the lanes a little bit, so if Marquis is starting to get a little frustrated or not being able to be effective on the right lane, let's swap over to the left lane. There's some teams walking around, so being able to complement each other in a different way. But it looks like Draconic Esports is just being Draconic on High Society right now. It looks like they're getting multiple kills. Can we go to the scoreboard as we're going to the score limit region?
Yep, Caldera's actually managed to take out Toby there, and actually Arendi almost got that Marquis. But you look at 10-4, kills not necessarily that big, but if you look, and damage don't really ain't that big either, but the damage taken, that's where it really is about double there. Definitely. And if you even look at the healing, 7,000 healing from Draconic West, who they have like 28,000 from the on High Society.
So with the advantage, so again, it's whoever scores first wins, and waves of ultimate bots essentially are crossing the map. And at this point, Draconic Esports has won by such a significant amount. They have essentially 5 times the strength, 5 times the health of a first wave winner. So in order for High Society to be able to come back and win this, they have to do something amazing, like a team wipe and be able to clear out both waves here. But it looks like most of Draconic Esports is actually taking the other lane, and there's a big team battle going on the other side of the map.
And while we were saying that, Arendi actually melted Marquis with the Nullify ability, and we see Arendi dropping that Thumper turret. And that's another big thing too, is a shard play. How often has the shards actually been able to get in? We do see Team 2 scored, and that is going to be the other Mega Minion that comes in there. And we do see Draconic Esports take game number 1 here in the Choctaw Qualifier. And look at the scoreboard real quick, as we do see just team victory. So this will be interesting to see how this kind of pans out for the team. And right now, Draconic Esports goes up 1-0. We are going into an incursion map next. So High Society isn't out. They are still in it, as it is a best of 3. But if we look at the scoreboard, 13-4 in favor of Draconic. 5 kills from Shane, 4 kills from Arendi, 1 kill from everybody else, 2 kills from Leviathan. So if look at the damage dealt, 243,000 compared to 213,000. But the assist is what matters. Everybody from Draconic had a play in the kills, but on the opposite side, High Society the same way with them.
Another thing too is that if you look at the gear choices on the right-hand side, if the gear is not lit up, it's not activated.
Yep.
So Miss Sheringham decided to go with an all-epic gear choice, and that's good if you can get the shards and do what you need to in order to activate them. But essentially, she was just playing as a standard Milani right now.
Yep, and in favor of that, honestly, if you look at even Draconic, all their gear is lighted up.
Mm-hmm.
Strudel, Kebab all had common. None of them lighted up. And that was the marquee I was talking about.
Yep.
Same thing with Demon Grand. All opted to go for all epic. Only 2 of them lighted up. So how does that really play in that ability there? But, guys, we're going to take a quick break as we set up Game 2. And we'll be right back with more Battleborn action here at the Versus Gameplay Arcade.
She's real fine. She's real fine. She's real. She's real fine. She's real fine. She's real. She's real fine. My. She's real fine. My. She's real fine. My 409.
Welcome, guys. We are back at the Versus Gameplay Arcade. Yeah, just kind of sitting there for a second. But we're going straight into map number 2. It's going to be between Draconic Esports and High Society. They chose Echelon as the map they chose. We saw a dominating map number 1 on Paradise, 300-37.
Yep.
Complete dominating victory from Draconic. I wonder how High Society can bounce back in this incursion. Draconic Esports placed 3rd in the all-incursion tournament. High Society hasn't played. I haven't seen them at least in the tournament yet. So,
in terms of like the selection, I know that the Shane Aurochs combo for Draconic Esports was incredibly powerful. He was just running in on all of the squishies for High Society, and it made it very difficult for them to do what they needed to do. So in terms of this ban mode, I would say that they would want to be able to not only have good wave clear, but be able to take out the 2 main objectives in this mode very, very quickly. So in Incursion, this particular game mode, there's 2 big tanks or turrets essentially, and once a team defeats the other team's both of their tanks, they win.
Game over.
Yep. So the game can actually go pretty quickly, and we're getting into the ban phase, and it looks like Orendi's the first ban.
Now, we'll have to say that's a very big play from High Society there. Rendy was the 2nd most highest kills on Draconic Esports last game. So that was a big ban, and we see Toby was one of the ones that had kills from High Society as well. So we'd actually see Miss Sherigan Yugito back as captain. So, I guess it's designated captains on the team. So it's interesting to see. Will we see the Marquis pulled out again when it wasn't as effective? Will we see Lonnie pulled out again? Maybe they might not opt to ban Miko now, because now the 2 bans, or 2 of the 4 bans that you had previous game, they're able picks now.
Yep.
So will we see those characters? Will we not see Miko banned now? Because Miko being banned would be very huge. But if Miko's not banned, I would not expect least amount to see her in one of the first few picks.
So Kid Ultra getting banned here. I think one of the biggest things here is that there's essentially 1 lane this time around. So instead of having to worry about lanes for multiple areas, you want to make sure that if you can get your minions to a certain area, you want to be able to hold that area and push. And it looks like they're banning Marquis this time.
It's very strange, because honestly I would rather have seen like an Ernest being picked or banned, because Ernest has a tremendous amount of wave clear.
Agreed.
One of the best in the game in my opinion, and especially with his egg that amplifies damage or does damage reduction. Just to say that first pick Ernest.
There we go.
First pick on Draconic Esports is Ernest there. Shane Aurochs picked out, but they also reserved Miko. So 2 very big important characters in Incursion picked on Draconic Esports there.
It would almost be like Draconic Esports has done very well in this particular mode before. So if you guys are going to take notes on how to do well in Incursion, I would probably have a magnifying glass on Draconic Esports and what they're doing here. So looks like we just have a damage dealer on High Society's side.
Well, it's like
Society's in there.
It's like a damage dealing tank in a way.
Yep.
But they banned Kid Ultra and they banned Arendi. Arendi I could understand. Arendi is a very high damage dealer. They pick Alani again. Alani did have some kills for him, but I don't necessarily know how well it'll work out on this game mode.
Yep.
It should work out a little bit better than what it did on Meltdown. But Kid Ultra being banned, Kid Ultra did have the rockets. It does allow that extra wave clear, and honestly, that would be a good healer. But I believe you could pick better healers on Incursion. So them banning it, I think they banned it just because of the sole fact that Draconic did really well on it. Whereas to Draconic, their bans were basically, I don't want to have to deal with this in Incursion. Because, like I said, Marquis, you don't really want to deal with from a long time. Montana being picked on High Society is a very good pick for High Society, and if they did not pick that, I wouldn't be surprised if Draconic picked that as well.
I would agree with that. So with the Montana pick on High Society, Miko is a very good single target healer. His ultimate has a mushroom that does some healing, but who is Miko gonna pocket heal for Draconic Esports? Who do you think?
And that's a big question that we have to really kind of find out here. Which one? it kind of all depends what
Definitely.
character select, what they have. Because now they have to figure out a tank. And your two tanks, your two big tanks are kind of gone. I could see a Galt. Galt would be a very good combo, especially with the fact of having Ernest and having Miko there with the hook, Hook able to get out, as well as the his ultimate is double shotgun and limited mount. Deandy is really good. Sole fact that you can actually dive in and just invisible out.
Yes. So Deandy is going to be kind of our like looking for those single opportunities there. Those, oh, I'm slightly out of position, or just, hey, I made a mistake.
Yep.
And we're looking for Deandy to be able to actually jump in and punish that.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll see a Pendles. Pendles would be a good pick probably for High Society, but I don't think we'll see it because of the sole fact that Pendles really excels on overgrowth, especially. Because Pendles is kind of a nuisance where you can get behind the enemy line and just destroy all the equipment. Destroy the shock turrets, destroy the thumper turrets, destroy the stinger turrets, destroy the healing zones. We do see Galilea being brought out as well, so Galilea is a really good pick. Her and Wrath, they kind of go hand in hand there.
Definitely.
It's interesting to see because Deandy is the only person, but I would expect the last pick from Draconic will be a tank. They banned Toby, so who will you get? You could potentially get Boulder, because Boulder's not banned, and that is a sort of a tank. But you could also get Kelvin. Kelvin has a stun, which would be very huge, because then you allow Ernest and able to get the, pellets are actually straight on there, which does more damage. Whiskey Foxtrot also has a single target there. A lot of burst damage that can do, especially if Kelvin does that. But we actually see Pendles being picked there, so hopefully he can get behind enemy lines, cause a nuisance.
And it seems like both teams are going to be able to do something like that. So Deandy and Pendles are both doing that, but it looks like that they reserve Beatrix here. So they're not going really with a tanky element for the most part.
Yeah, and that's really strange, to be honest. I would expect to see a tanky aspect.
Yeah, and so the big thing, too, is that you want to make sure that you can control territories, right? So an incursion, it's not just, I'm going to walk my minions to the other lane and they're eventually going to end. It's, hey, we want to be able to hold a point because from an offensive standpoint, I want to be able to take out your big bots. But if I'm losing ground, I still want to be able to really quickly recapture it. So I think from a Battleborn selection standpoint, I would probably say that High Society will need to use their team dynamics well in order to be able to do very well in this match. So Montana could be able to do a lot of suppression fire. Shane could do a lot of stunning or being able to bring people in. Draconic Esports, on the other hand, they're going to have to kill High Society very quickly and be able to gain a lot of ground from those minion pushes to be able to be successful on this map.
High Society often go for the blacked out skins. Same with Draconic Esports, kind of matching up there. Overlooking the map real quick, coming from the High Society side is you see the M7 Sentry going all the way next to the other, actually that was the second M7 Sentry. Biggest gunfight will probably be down on this bridge here. We'll see a lot of things going on, especially considering the fact that there is, at least there was, it may have been removed, but there was a healer up under there. I've not played Echelon since the new patch. Every single map I played on Incursion has been on Monuments or has been on Overgrowth, as teams opted to pick for that. So. And
the middle of the map is also kind of, there's multiple levels. So in terms of being able to,
it has.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about, dude. Right? You got this, man. So being able to have the multi-levels where, some people can flank through the bottom or be able to go up the top, it's going to be very, very interesting. And again, like you said, there's going to be a lot of competition towards the middle.
Yep, they're immediately going for the Ernest, and Ernest is actually kind of stunned there as they push Ernest way back. Ernest finally gains some health there from Miko. Miko's going to be the biggest nuisance that is going to be on that High Society side, as we do see just Shane and Oryx opting to go for that range left trigger ability.
And Shane picking up the supply station there, so to be able to re-heal his team. I think the reason why they decided to actually go in on Ernest there is because Ernest can place down his eggs to be able to shoot out his grenades like he normally does. He has a lot of crowd control in ground area, so that probably is the reason why that High Society was like, hey, let's go ahead and jump into it. It looks like Galilea is really low, but it looks like she's able to disengage.
Yep. that was a really good play there from Shane Arx though before, was the fact that she was able to go invisible, tried to target the Miko and single her out, and almost got the Miko especially dead. Montana though going on the right hand side. I'll hop on board here with him real quick as he gets behind enemy lines, just causing a little nuisance. Does have Beatrix there, but he does lose all his overshield and under 1,000 health, being melted right now.
He's getting chased pretty hard, and it looks like that we see Deonde, it looks like posturing to be able to punish, but again, just based on Montana's retreat path, looks like she's not able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, at this point in time, I wouldn't necessarily go for any opted big play here from Deandy because of the sole fact that actually no, she's going for the shard. She's trying to take the shard. That way it's on a 2-minute spawn time. This is actually very smart as she does manage to take it, but that Pendles is there, and now she's being chased for Pendles out. I don't actually think
Does she know?
I don't think she knows.
Pendles chasing the ball. Pendles, let her get away.
That's Pendles can't get up there. That was actually a very good move from Deandy because Deandy was able to use the ability to get up there.
Yep.
Pendles can't jump that high, so that was a very good play. So now the Spartan will strong up at 25 minutes, opting to go for a right trigger, R1 ability there. That is going to be the burst dash. So that's going to be very interesting. As we see, look at all of High Society there. They're all under half health besides Pendles. And that forces them to back up now and allows for Draconic Esports to get some ground. As you see, Shane Arx finally back to full health. Galileo does have his shields all the way up, but still under half health. And Alani, though, still under half health as well.
And High Society's turret is actually starting to take just a little bit of damage and engaging some things. You can tell from the exclamation point that's in the top middle of the screen. The sentry is looks like has lost about a third of its health. But again, both teams haven't, Draconic Esports is pushing them quite a bit, but neither team has really made a huge mistake quite yet, except for the fact that High Society is essentially holding right in front of their sentry. So they're going to need to capitalize on a mistake from Draconic Esports to be able to really be able to push the lane back the other way into their favor.
Yep, and for a second there, I thought Whiskey Foxtrot was actually going for the enemy team there. But actually, turns out he was actually in a perfect angle where he could shoot the Sentry's shield down.
Definitely.
Sentry's shield is a little bit under half health, and right now is legitimately under a quarter now. And he's just still causing a nuisance. Sentry does have no shields from that. It is taking full damage now. Miko actually manages to kill Montana, and
Shane from High Society is also significantly weak as well, but it looks like shields are regenerating. But Miko being able to get that kill right there is really, really good. As a healer, you're typically not going to be the one dealing a lot of damage, so being able to get that extra experience from the kill is definitely going to help Draconic Esports in the long term.
Yep, hopping on board here with Ernest right now as Ernest actually managing to take out Alani. So that's a big play there from him. Just putting damage onto the Sentry right now. As we pull up the scoreboard, it's 2-0 in favor of Draconic Esports. Nobody has a kill on High Society. Honestly, the only chance they had to get the kill was on Miko, and that was way back in the beginning of the game in the first 2 minutes.
From the mini-map, you can also tell that Pendles is trying to flank around to see if he can disrupt in any way. It looks like he's going to go for that other shard, but the fact that they can just shell from up there, that Sentry is very close to dying, about less than 3% away from being able to get down. So once it gets to 50, that first turret's down, and it looks like Yugito Two-Tail actually takes out the first turret. So High Society only has one turret, their super turret or super sentry at the very back of the base, and that's game over.
Yeah, and now you see they actually Ernest actually manages to kill Montana there using his explosive charge ability, and that was actually a really big play from him as he did opt for the 2 grenades on the skill tree. I always opt for those as well too. 6 grenades in that container is not enough. You have to always go for the extra 2. But
Pendles is just trying to, he's not really engaging, but it looks like he's about to engage now. He's starting to harass Ernest here, but it looks like that he's cloaking and he's really not, he's supposed to be the X factor of this game, but he's not really contributing much.
Well, the big thing is you look at how, look at the level he is, level 1 still, where everybody else is level 2. As you do see Galileo almost low health, almost goes down, but that Ernest with those direct impact on the grenades, it's just, the team composition really, without even the tank, is a lot better on Draconic Esports because it's a lot of burst damage. So you don't even need a tank when you have the burst damage, but you also have the healer. Going on to the fact of looking at Beatrix here. Now, I've never seen Beatrix play, but we're going to hop on board here with her and go with her for a few seconds.
And with Beatrix, the big thing too is that she's kind of she looks like she's a healer based on her classification, but she's actually a sniper. Her rate of fire is actually pretty slow, but she does pretty significant damage if she can connect. And in the late game, her damage is actually pretty significant. And if you're not really quick to respond to Beatrix from long range, she can take you down pretty reasonably and really in a 2 or 3 burst type of element.
Yep. And that's the reason why a lot of times she gets banned. But, you know, going on board here is still 50, and they're just taking down the sentry still. She's just aiming at the sentry and going for the sentry help. At this point in time, it's not even about the kills. It's about taking down the sentry. Don't matter what your kill death assist ratio is. It's about whoever gets that sentry kill and receive earn it. They're just really harassing the sentry. High Society can't really do nothing about it because they're so under-leveled compared to, not necessarily even under-leveled, but just out-skilled compared to what Choctaw Esports has.
Well, and like we talked about earlier, Pendle's trying to get a last-second hit there to be able to prevent the teleport, but is not able to have that happen. But looking at the team composition, we talked about being able to place a, you know, say I'm going to siege from here, and I'm able to successfully do it with Ernest from being able to shell and place down his egg. Being able to hold that down as opposed to High Society, either they had to do a similar or a better composition or be able to say, hey, we need to disrupt your ability to plant here so that we can push you back. But it looks like it's just going to be a slow and painful death for that Super Sentry.
The biggest thing is really, like you said, the team composition is the sole fact that, you know, you grab Chain of Arcs as your first pick, which is fine, but now we finally see Galilea trying to get some kills, finally actually managing to take out Ernest there in that team fight. But the big thing is, Miko actually takes down Wilson. Now we finally see some life coming out of High Society here. But one of the big factors they really have to go, as they do chase out this D'Andy, is the fact that if you look at the damage dealer, Draconic picked a lot more of the range characters, whereas on the opposite side, High Society picked more of the up-in-your-face type of characters,
Definitely.
besides Montana. And that I do disagree with that with having the Galileo, even the Shane and Oryx pick with Montana. Pick one or the other, and don't go for Pendle's Galileo. Go for one or the other because of the sole fact that you have to have a damage dealer, and you allow Ernest, you allow Beatrix, you allow Whiskey Foxtrot, you allow D'Andy, a lot of burst critical characters there with one of the best healers in the game.
Definitely. And so we're seeing a stabilization from both teams. It looks like that High Society is able to push up towards the middle of the map as well. I think they may have... I think they were trying to go for the additional kill and get that power play, but I think the more effective way would be to let's regroup, let's push our stuff together, let's take some of the tools and some of the buildables on the map to be able to actually get us back to where we need to get going.
Yeah, and if we could take a look at the gear list real quick, as you see at Draconic Esports, almost all of them have complete, they all have complete gear. Miss Shagan still opts for the all epics, not even a single piece of gear, and even Strudel Kebab, only one piece of his common gear activated. And it's a big difference there. As to on Demon Grand, you know, Pendle's, he's been gathering the shards. He has the ability to get that. So, but they're being pushed back again, and this is another big thing. They have to kind of focus and just try and do their best. But Pendle's way far behind. Pendle's finally trying to go from behind. Eventually, he will get caught out, and I think that is going to be Ernest that's going back there to try and deal with him. Shane and Oryx really going overextending here. Opts to go for the Miko. This actually may be a good play, but unfortunately they all rotate back, and now you got them all focused on you. You lose all shields, and that was just a really big play, big reward, but tough loss if you got that, you know?
Definitely, and I think the biggest thing here is that if they lose this high ground here, so earlier in the match they were able to, Draconic Esports was able to posture up on the high ground and start shelling that sentry. If that happens again, it's going to be pretty quickly, but it looks like Leviathan actually going down, actually get a double kill in favor of, actually not a double kill, but a 1-for-1 for each of them, so both teams are down to just 4 players apiece right now. And again, like we see here, if Draconic Esports can take this high ground, it's going to be very difficult for High Society to be able to even have a chance to come back.
Yep. And that's another big thing there as well, is the fact that you gotta find get that Miko down. If you take the Miko down, you have a chance.
Definitely.
If you keep the Miko up, no matter how much damage you do, it doesn't matter, because of the fact that Miko will just always heal. So you'd have to either focus, you have to do split focus and get enough people on one. We do see Alani get taken down as well, but Pendle's actually managing to take out Beatrix, and we do see Shayna Arx picking up Ernest as well. So finally some life coming out of High Society there as they try and push back up. Only has Whiskey Foxtrot, Dandy, and Miko back, but right now, as you see, just from aspect, Whiskey Foxtrot ain't messing with that. He's just trying to go for the draw on the map, and he actually will probably take this down, so he is getting a lot of critical headshots, managing to take it down, so he will get one draw on the map.
So just like in a Meltdown on the previous map, there are different things that you can do on the map, like building bigger tanks. In Incursion, you can actually go to what are called thralls, and looks like Ernest is able to get an additional kill right there. But you're able to go to the thralls, which are a big tanky minions that you can recruit essentially to fight on your side, and that'll assist you in the push right there.
Yep. As we are hopping on board here, let's get off Miko. Miko's just healing. This is how, like, let's stay on board here just to show how big of a nuisance that Miko can be. As you see Galileo low health, and he has, Goshen does actually have to back up on that. Surprised that not taken out, but has the ability to go for the range attacks, but still just the ability to heal the teammates.
High Society, the fact that they're able to get those double kills essentially to be able to push that back, I'm actually really impressed with the fact that, hey, we're back in the middle of the map. Like, they're not shelling their final sentry anymore. They're actually fighting towards being able to actually start sieging against the Draconic Esports first sentry here. And again, Miko just healing up, just channeling the heals. He doesn't really have a long range. So he has to be pretty close to his healing target in order to be really effective. But again, just with the fact that Ernest can put down his egg and be able to just siege from there, Miko just chucking that grenade, seeing what we can do from here. And again, just the fact that both teams we're kind of at a standstill at this point is pretty fascinating. Draconic Esports getting that first century and being able to move on from there. You're just like, okay, whatever. But the fact that we're about to get to the halfway point in this game, and it can still be anyone's game.
Yep, that's true. So right now, still middle map, 16 minutes. And it's funny, they took down the first century about 6-7 minutes. Have not gotten past that 41% since they were actually in the base sieging on the turret. And the fact though is, even just looking, that sentry is back at full shield.
Yep.
So this will be very big on how we're going to see as we look at the overhead bird's eye view. Just seeing how the map is, you just see how all the siege is coming down, just how the gunfire is coming from each side of the map here as we overlook the middle turret. We even see the Thrall attacking somebody on middle map here. So
definitely, and we just had a 1-to-1 trade with both players. Looks like Pendles went down, the other Deondi on the other team going down from Shane. So both teams again are going back for this particular matchup.
Shayna Arx pushing back up, gets the accelerator down, and Galileo going in deep here. Beatrix is actually stunned, and they actually do manage to pull them all in together there, but unfortunately not able to really get anything out of it. They still have to take down that Miko, though, because that Miko is still going to be the nuisance. All shields are down, so that's another good thing, but coming out here.
He was able to also disengage from that, so he was able to get in, do some stuff. He even had a mistake, but he was able to get out. So the fact that, hey, he's there to fight another day, you haven't lost position, you haven't lost experience, but it looks like Ernest is about to go down, gets completely shredded by the Shane and Alex right there, and it looks like that Draconic Esports looks like they're losing additional ground.
Yep, and just that all started with Alani taking out that power egg there, and Shane Arx coming from behind, using his ability there. Again, Alani almost down, Galileo having to back up now though. Shane Arx backing up with no shields. Whiskey Foxtrot pushing up Dandy, finally going in, opting to go for that stun on the ground. But Dandy's losing a lot of health here, and Dandy could actually potentially go down, trying to give it down, and unfortunately he does starts getting healed by Miko. Back to half health. So it'll be interesting to see Montana pushing up, and actually just turns out that it was a minion, if you want to call it, or the cloak, for instance. So
and at this point, where they're at on the map, High Society hasn't gotten to that point yet. So they're about to start sieging and they are starting to siege. You can tell by that exclamation point from Draconic Esports on Draconic Esports' side. So Montana is starting to shred that sentry right there.
Look how fast that sentry's health is going down. Already at 90%. They've been there for less than 30 seconds, and it's about to be an even game here in a second as the sentry's already at lower than halfway health, and nobody can stop this. Montana does actually have to back up, though. Does manage to gain some health, but not before trying to get the sentry down. They have... I would be really upset if they were not able to get that sentry down. If they're able to get it down, that would be a very big win coming out from High Society in this push here. But they have to do something, manage to push this up. Montana getting out. Montana trying to just go for the sentry. Has to back up again, though. Alani low health. Again, if you even look at Miko and Ernest, Ernest has no shield. That's another good thing there. But they have to play cautious. They pushed up all at the same time. Alani still low on health. Galileo as well low on health, but they had the Andy kind of stuck out there. And that's actually going to be a kill on Whiskey Fox. Nope.
He's able to get out of that. So
He stopped.
one thing, too, is that Deonde is starting to weave in between High Society's team structure right there. So they got to be really careful to make sure that she doesn't just initiate and be able to really disrupt High Society's ability to come back here. Guys, like, it could go either way. Montana with the Helix choice of being able to freeze his bullets that are coming out of his machine gun. But it looks like that Draconic Esports is starting to get a double kill. Looks like both Galilea and Elena are down. So it looks like they're significantly pushing here. They're in a full-on retreat. Pendles put in their favor. They've actually were able to recruit some thralls, so they might still be able to maintain and hold here.
The biggest thing that happened there was Galileo and Alani were low health for the longest time, and they never went back or went to the supply station to get some health. And that's what really hurt them. Another big thing, though, is I have not seen High Society really opt to go for the shards on their side. You know, looking at the gear choices still, that's still 3 people, or, you know, 3 of the 3 choices, only one is activated now from Alani. That's their first piece of gear in both games.
Definitely. So it could be the fact that, hey, it was a high risk in terms of getting those really powerful items, but in the first game there was no reward to that. In this game, there might be. She might be able to activate those and really become a powerful force. But as we get into the 2/3 mark, we're about to be 11 minutes and 50 seconds left in the match. She's got to be able to turn. She's got to be able to turn both of those things on. And Beatrix going down is a powerful thing for Galileo, and everyone at Draconic Esports starting to get low. Whiskey Foxtrot is literally a 1 or 2 hit to be able to get away, but it looks like those heals are happening. Ernest's actually able to take out Pendles from there, so a lot of trades from both teammates happening right here.
Yeah, I'm assuming they do have the supply station coming out now because of the sole fact that how fast they would generate their health just seemed to be really unbelievable. I don't necessarily agree with that ability that he used to stomp the ground.
Yep.
I feel like that was a wasted ability. And actually, I think that was his ultimate that he wasted there.
Yeah, it is. You can tell
really,
right.
yeah, not really a good choice to opt there because now you have 50 seconds to use that again, and that could actually prove to be really crucial. The one thing I do think that they should try and do, and this is a big try, and it's like one of those high-risk, high-reward ones, is once they get the sentry level down or the shield down again, they should have Pendles try and go for a back door in order to get that initial sentry down. Because they still have to get that initial sentry down, otherwise they're going to be stopped where they're at, where they were before. Because having that sentry that does that much damage there, we do see Ernest go down a little, goes down, but still you have the Miko back there healing.
And so we see a trade, a 1-to-1 trade for both. Alani goes down, but before she was able to go down, Alani was able to take out Whiskey Foxtrot. So we see 4v4 for both teams here. So again, both teams are kind of just trading blow for blow right here, but again, Draconic Esports getting taken down by Miko. Or Miko taking down Shane from there, so they have a power play at this particular point in the game. Montana just trying to retreat, trying to hold. They got some battle bots and some thralls to be able to help escort and be able to hold right here, because the fact that High Society is playing down several members, but Draconic Esports is as well. Like, we have a back and forth game here.
You have a back and forth, but they do have to focus. I honestly believe if they're able to get the Miko down, then High Society has a big chance in order to win here. Again, opting to go for his ultimate. I'm assuming it gives him some sort of special ability, in which case he uses it for.
Yeah, I'm not familiar which Helix.
We'll see.
Which Helix selection he went with.
So he unleashes a mighty stomp. He takes 10%. He takes reduced damage for 10 seconds.
Okay.
So pretty good, I guess, in a way.
He's using it to initiate, but it's kind of awkward the way that he's just like doing like a sumo smash behind the doors and then coming out with a gun. So
yeah, but they still have to find some way to answer that Miko, because if they don't answer the Miko, it doesn't matter how much damage Montana does to that Ernest there. It won't do nothing, and we actually see their thralls come in, double thrall come in for Draconic Esports. Beatrix was there to take him down. DeAndy also opted to go for those shards, and now DeAndy's pushing up again, and now it will force High Society to now fall back.
If I was High Society, I would be going, holy cow right now. There's a lot of just stuff to deal with. You've got Thralls, you've got BattleBots, you've got 5 members of Draconic Esports pushing here, so they really got to make sure they got to hold it right here if it's going to happen. But it looks like Galileo's about to go down. She's 1 hit, but it looks like she's able to disengage and be able to fight another day. Just be able to slide back a little bit. Montana just having that suppression fire, going down to just about 800 health. He's going to have to fall back as well. And the fact that 2 of probably the strongest members of High Society in terms of being able to hold an area, having to fall back, it could very well be that Draconic Esports is able to posture up right here and be able to put High Society right back to their Super Century.
They need to start backing, and the reason why I say they need to start backing is they actually made the Ernest here, but again, that Miko keeping Ernest alive, and that's so heartbreaking. But the fact that Montana has 800 health, whether he gets healed for 800 or not, he needs to back, but we do see the healer go down. That's when Alani goes down from DeAndy. Just back, get full health, and go back into the fight, fight another day. It's not worth having you being down for 20 seconds and putting your team at a disadvantage. Finally, we see him augment up to level 7, and he actually may go down here. If I was him now, it'd be now, anytime, if he needs it back. So
yeah, it looks like that he's deciding to just run back instead. Looking at the levels from both teams, I mean, it's Draconic Esports definitely has the element here, but it looks like Galileo getting just chain stunned and completely eaten by Beatrix right there. So Draconic Esports having that power play, having the man advantage, being able to push up, and like we said, they're able to actually get up to the same level where the Super Sentry is. So at this point, even though the shields have been able to regen, unless High Society can push them back off that platform, and they have to do it pretty quickly. They only got 7 minutes left in this particular match, so if they got to push them off and be able to just march to victory, essentially.
Yeah, and just look at Whiskey Foxtrot. He was just shooting it from a distance. Nobody dealing with him besides finally Pendle's pushing up, and now you actually see 3 members come out from High Society on that left-hand side there, and that will finally have to do something with dealing with Whiskey Foxtrot. We do see DeAndy back in middle, just opting to go for her throwing stars out in the middle of the map. Pendle's finally behind, trying to go for this Miko. Unfortunately, not able to really do anything. Actually, just putting himself down in danger as Ernest does manage to get the kill, but with some help from their, burst dash from DeAndy. And now,
and Pendles does have a disengage with, but Pendles does have a disengage with the smoke cloud. But the fact that he just kept fighting, and it's hey, you got to be really quick to decide if you're going to do that or not. Ernest going down on Draconic Esports side, but they're still taking damage. 35% left on the Super Sentry, or all the Super Sentries in general, and still it's a full man advantage in High Society, and Pendles is just now about to start getting to the point where he can contribute to this pretty good match.
Yep, DeAndy burst dashing, opting to use her ult, which is going to be that Blink Storm on Shayna Args. Almost kills her, but Shayna Args managing to get 2 kills there on Whiskey Foxtrot and Ernest. So that was a big play coming out from High Society, but still,
DeAndy is about to go down 2. Can they make it 3? It looks like Galileo was actually able to make it 3, but again, you got to get those kills, and you got to be able to push at that point, because at this point, even with the double kill, triple kill actually now.
If you're going to push, it's now or never.
Yep.
2 people are left alive. Now 3, you got Whiskey Foxtrot up, and a 40-second timer on the respawn.
Yep.
This is your chance if you're High Society. This is your comeback chance. 35-63. You need to get that sentry down ASAP before that Miko respawns. So no matter what you have to do, you have to focus on getting that sentry down. They aren't going to do that much damage to you. I understand focusing them down. We do see Beatrix go down as well, so that's going to be another big kill coming out from High Society. Galileo went down as well, so that's going to be a 4v3. Miko is back up in 13 seconds. They have to get that initial sentry down. If they don't get that initial sentry down, that will be all for nothing, as this...
Yeah, it's do or die. It's do or die at this point. So Montana activating the cold element and starting to shell on that sentry, but again, not doing as much damage just this time around. But it looks like that. Looks like Draconic Esports is actually able to defend and do some supporting, but that shield is going down pretty quickly. About 25% or so health left. Beatrix coming back up in about 12 seconds. everyone in Draconic Esports is able to posture right here. It looks like Goshen's down as well. But it looks like they were able to destroy a sentry. So now it's one turret to one turret. But again, High Society has to push additional more. They have to get at least 15% more damage or 15 points more of damage within the next 4 minutes and change.
The sentry level does have full health, but so does Draconic Esports. As we go to the bird's eye view here, just looking at it, we do see Shane and Arcs kind of at a disadvantage here. We do see Pendles trying to Demon Grand with that Pendles going from behind. That's going to be interesting enough to see, as we do see that's going to be Goshen infested Olive.
They're level 10. So on Draconic Esports,
they're max level.
They're max, or Draconic Esports, they don't have any. I mean, they're more well-rounded, but Galileo and Shane and Arcs on High Society, they're level 10. They're maxed out. They're going to be the strongest we possibly can. Pendle's finally able to get the kill, able to contribute. Looks like Goshen able to take out Whiskey Foxtrot as well. Again, another power play in favor of High Society.
The Miko's down.
Yes, the Miko is down. So, they need to push right now.
D'Andy will go down as well, and this is actually it. This can be it. 40 seconds left. 4 people down. Ernest is about to go down as well. That's going to be all 5 down if they can get this Ernest, and I don't see why they wouldn't be able to.
Oh, he's running. He's running. Ernest, run. Run. He's going to the side. He's like, oh, okay. Oh.
How much health does he have? I have to switch on board with him. He has 18 health, and this is where the sentry's going to get taken down at. Right now, we do see Shield all the way down. 44 left. Team 2 now late, so all 5 people down. 32. High Society may actually take this map, being down all game long, and it's going to be game 2 in favor of High Society as they do the biggest upset and take out Draconic Esports game 2.
What just happened right there? Oh my goodness! Originally, early on, they were able to set that posture up there to be able to start shelling at High Society's Super Sentry right there, but High Society able to get the gear that they need, able to get the levels that they need, and be able to come back and just steamroll. Like we said that they had to go right then and there, and they did.
That was a big upset.
That was a fun game to watch.
Draconic Esports had that in the bag. They took down the first sentry within 7 minutes of the game starting. Kept them without even getting a point of damage on the sentry till about 16 minutes. Draconic Esports finally does that initial push up. They do that push, get the sentry down to about 65. From there, High Society did that. Draconic Esports came back, kept them in their base, got the sentry all the way down to 35. First time ever, took out the whole team. High Society making that last effort push, takes down 4 people, or takes down 3. 2 people left, managed to take down the initial sentry. Then I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened initially. They got the kill on Beatrix, that Pendles did, which initiated that last fight for the Miko to go down next. Miko went down next. Then they stunned the Whiskey Foxtrot. Whiskey Foxtrot had nothing to do. And out of that time, I think that stun actually affected the D'Andy as well. Took down Whiskey Foxtrot. D'Andy had nowhere to go because she already used her clone. And then Ernest got out of there, but got killed somehow. I don't know how he died. They must have pushed in order to kill him to do the annihilation.
Absolutely. And that's one of the... some people might be like, what's the big deal about Battleborn? In this particular game, it's not one person getting an ultimate and then just, it changes the course of the match. It's, hey, we're capitalizing on a mistake. Let's work together to actually push to the other end and being able to capitalize from that element. Like, that was a fun match to watch. It was very interesting because, they were at the point of losing. Like, High Society would have been in the lower bracket, but now we're going into game 3 of this first round in the Choctaw Qualifier for the Choctaw Festival of Gaming.
Yeah, and guys, also remember that the top 2 teams from this event will actually be flown out to the Choctaw Festival of Gaming per Gearbox and actually get a tour of Gearbox Studios.
What? That's
amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. But guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break as we set up for Game 3 here. That was a fun game to cast, fun game to watch. I want to see how High Society answers them on Meltdown.
Oh, we're going back to Meltdown. That's right. So
they got demolished on Meltdown. How can they take that? Meltdown's another game mode, so they have to be better on the picks. They have to. That's where I'm going to look at them next. But guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more Battleborn action here at the Versus Gameplay Arcade.
See you in a bit.